Hello and welcome to Ask Alan About Low Carb Cocktails. Last week I started by giving you 4 Thanksgiving cocktails, and since this episode will air either the Wednesday right before Thanksgiving or on Thanksgiving Day, this will have 4 more that you can use as you get together with friends and family. Stay tuned and watch as I show you 4 additional great Thanksgiving themed cocktails. Hello and welcome back to Ask Alan About Low Carb Cocktails. Last week we did 4 great cocktails for the Thanksgiving season. This week we're going to do 4 additional ones. Some of them are similar to, but they're slightly different than what we did last week. And because the ones that we're doing now are going to be released on the day of Thanksgiving or the day before, this gives you a perfect opportunity to grab the ingredients and be ready for all your friends and family who are coming over, or take stuff with you as you're going to their house for a Thanksgiving meal. Otherwise, you can do these the day after Thanksgiving if you're participating in the craziness of Black Friday. We're going to start this one off with a margarita with apple and cranberry. So for this one, we rim a glass. And it says to rim it by putting simple syrup on the rim to do this, but I already had some lime juice setting in a bowl for one that I had just recorded for the one that's going to air the previous week. So we'll use the lime juice to do this rimming as well. And this cinnamon sugar, in the recipe you'll see that they have sugar and cinnamon and salt. I did not put the salt in. I'm just using cinnamon sugar because I want to use cinnamon sugar for other things later, so didn't want to add salt to it. So I used the lime juice to wet the rim, but they call out using simple syrup, which is fine. You can do that as well. So what we'll do here, this is being made in a cocktail shaker. And I have a cocktail shaker here with some ice. So what we do in this one, this is a cranberry apple margarita. And it is, again, I'm using the Lelo tequila. So there's 2 ounces of tequila. And again, look back at the previous episode where I did a review of this specific tequila, because it is pretty good. The next thing is 2 ounces of apple cider. This is an apple cider that has 18 grams in the bottle, but we are only using 2 ounces, so that should be 3 carbs. Cranberry juice, and I use a diet cranberry juice which has only 3 carbs for this small container. So for the 2 ounces in here, that would only be 0.6 carbs. One ounce of triple sec, and I make my own orange curacao or orange liqueur, because that way I can make it with artificial sugars. But you can use Cointreau is one that is really good, that I would recommend if you don't need to do low carbs. So 1 ounce of the triple sec or orange liqueur. And then we shake that to chill. And then you can either do this on the rocks or not. but this is a larger glass, so we will add some ice. Then we will strain this. It calls for a margarita glass, but I use this instead. So it would look more like a margarita in a margarita glass, but that comes out just about right. Might as well put the rest of the ice in there. And garnish with apple slices and a few cranberries. I don't happen to have cranberries this right now, so I will cut off a few slices of apple. And that is the cranberry apple margarita. That's pretty good. Can't remember for sure, but the margarita from last week, it was decent. But this one may be a little bit better. I do like this taste. It's got a little more apple in it. So that enhances that apple flavor. So we will move on to the next one as soon as I clean things up. And I'll be right back. Okay, I cleaned up the shaker and now ready for the next one. This is called the Autumn Ember Glow. This has spiced rum in it, and just like with last week, I used a very good spiced rum from Just Rum out of Sandy, Oregon. Recommend that you take a look at their stuff. You can get it online in most states, but they don't have a wide distribution into stores right now. But you can get it online. Pretty much it's most states. It's not all 50, but it's just most states. So, 1 ounce of spiced rum, ½ ounce of pear or apple liqueur. Now, when we went to visit our daughter and son-in-law and new granddaughter in Austria, we picked up this pear schnapps. It's pretty good. I could otherwise used some other pear. I don't think I have any of the pear ones, but there's probably some other apple liqueur that I have. But this is a great tasting pear liqueur. So just in general, as an apple or pear schnapps that you can find is what it's called for here, and it's only ½ an ounce. We also did get some apple schnapps over there too, but this one's a little bit better. ½ ounce of cream, or half and half, and that's optional, but might as well do that. Splash of cinnamon syrup. I just use a sugar-free version. We'll put whatever would be a splash, I guess, in there. And it says that the cinnamon syrup or honey it can be used. Honey might taste pretty good too, but the cinnamon syrup tastes pretty good. Shake until chilled. And you strain in a glass with ice. And we might as well just put the rest of the ice in there. Fill it up. And then garnish with cinnamon stick or thin apple slice. We'll do both. I have an apple here and I have a cinnamon stick. I think that will set it off pretty well. And there we have the Autumn Ember Glow. It's pretty good. A little bit more bite than I had expected, but that's because this pear liqueur that I used is I think it's 30% ABV. A lot of the schnapses you'll get are going to be less, but actually this I think is like more like 35 or 40%. So a little stronger than I initially thought it would be, but tastes pretty good. Could use a little more cream perhaps, but oh, I completely forgot. It says to use a sprinkle of nutmeg, and that might actually increase the flavor a little bit. There we go. Yeah, it needed the nutmeg on top. So I think you'll enjoy this one as well. So we will move off to clean things up again and come back with the next cocktail for your Thanksgiving family and friends gathering. Well, now I've finished cleaning up the shaker and I'm ready for the next one. This is a spiced apple paloma. This also has a cinnamon sugar with kosher salt, and use a simple syrup for the rim. But again, this one also has lime juice in it, so I might as well just use the lime juice that I already had. So you just need something to get things to stick to the rim. So I did not, again, put the salt in this because I just wanted cinnamon, artificial sugar with cinnamon that I could use for other things. So we've rimmed the glass. This one actually calls for a reposado tequila. So I pulled out this bottle. This is a lower cost but a decent tequila. It's El Mayor. So 2 ounces of that. Three-quarters ounce of grapefruit juice. And I didn't write down the grapefruit juice carbs, but this has a little higher. It's 24 grams for 8 ounces, so that's 3 per ounce. So a little over two carbs. I'll get the carbs correct and I'll put it in the what I put up on the side here. Fresh lime juice, ½ ounce. Cinnamon syrup. Again, I use this skinny syrups. It has no carbs, but you can get any syrup if you don't need to worry about the carbs. And there are other brands that have sugar-free cinnamon syrup. ½ ounce of that. And it says to top with sparkling apple juice. And I've been using this sparkling apple cider, so that's what we will use. So after mixing everything except for the apple juice into the shaker, shake to chill, and that's got a good frost on the outside, which is what they want to see. We'll strain that into the cup. And we'll put the rest of that ice in there. That will probably be enough ice, and top with apple cider. I don't know, let's try 2 ounces and see if we still, yeah, maybe 3 or 4. We'll do 4. Completely fills the glass. Garnishes, it says a half grapefruit, and I've got these freeze-dried fruits, and this is a grapefruit, and I just broke it, but we'll try to get that on there without falling apart. So there's the grapefruit, and then it wants you to take cut up apples into multiple apple pieces and then skewer them together, but we'll just do a couple apples and kind of just put them on the side. You can be fancy if you want, or you can just do it simply. So there we have the spiced apple Paloma. I really do like this. This is really good. So again, you can be as fancy as you want. It does call for 3 half-moon apples, and then you put them together with a toothpick or a skewer and make something a little more fancy, but I did it a little more simply. But that's up to you how fancy you want to be. But you will enjoy this, so I would suggest that you try this. So now we're going to move on to the last one, which is another mule, and I will clean up things a little bit. I don't need the shaker, so I'll get things set up, and we'll do that last drink, and then you'll be ready for your friends and family coming over. Okay, so now this recipe actually calls for a wine glass with ice or a rocks glass. Didn't think that was right because this is actually a mule, so we're going to use a mule cup. But if you don't have that, then a rocks glass will do fine. I'm not sure why you'd want to use a wine glass, but whichever you use, I think will work out fine. It would probably have to be a tall wine glass because they usually are fluted and really made for wine, not for, for cocktails as much. But this is called, again, the Champagne Mule, or Champagne Mules. I think they had that pluralized. But it starts with 1.5 ounces of smoked bourbon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some bourbon in there, and I'm going to actually smoke it because I don't have bourbon that's already smoked. So again, I'm going to use the Old Forester for this. And might as well put the other liquid ingredients in there and then smoke it. So 1/2 ounce lemon juice. The pith starting to separate in there. So 1/2 ounce. ¼ ounce of maple syrup. See, a ¼ ounce would be about 1/2 tablespoon. And I'm trying to use these measures just because it's sticky. So 1/2 tablespoon. Now, I will stir this. Then I will get out a smoker. I think the hickory is what would work with this pretty well. We'll put some hickory in there. And then we will use the smoke get a good smoke on the whiskey. Then we top with ginger beer. And you can use toasted marshmallows, but I'm not going to do that. But without the marshmallows as garnish, this is the Campfire Mule. That's quite good. I'm going to put a little bit more ginger beer in there. It calls for approximately 4 ounces, so I think we'll probably put a little bit more of that than that in there, but that's actually very good. So, through last week and this week, there's a couple mules, some margaritas, Paloma, a couple other things. I think that you'll find a lot of things that you can use for your next family and friends get-together here at Thanksgiving or throughout the Christmas season. I do think that you'll enjoy these drinks. Try them, modify them as you think is best for your taste buds. Let me know what you think when you do that. Check out the comments or the description, because that's got the recipes and information down there. But also do provide me with comments. Let me know what you thought about these drinks, what you thought about this video, what you tried, didn't try, how you changed it. Anything that would help me to know better what other people are doing. And definitely give me a like, share this with your friends, subscribe to the channel, and help push this out to other people so that more people can find out that you can actually have good cocktails without having massive amounts of sugars. The intent of this channel is to show people how to make things with as low as possible of the sugars and carbs that otherwise they would get if they went to the bar. And that's, I think, hopefully is helpful for many people. But if you're not in that situation, these are just good drinks, and you can make them without worrying about the sugars if that's the way you don't have that issue, because you'll enjoy these drinks. So let me know what you think, and have a great day with your friends and your family for Thanksgiving and the day after Black Friday. If you do that, then have some cocktails to finish your day off. Thank you, and join me again next week. We'll do a couple more weeks of straight videos, and then we'll do some stuff for Christmas and New Year's, and then finish off the year. Thank you, God bless, and have a great week.